Hi, thanks for joining me. I'm here to talk about one thing tonight. See, I have no show intro because I'm not trying to make this some big deal, okay? This ain't no big deal. What I wanted to talk about tonight is because Analogue has a Nintendo 64 clone coming out here pretty soon. It pre-orders this coming week. I just wanted to talk about it because let's really think about the Nintendo 64. Like, what is this thing? For those of you who don't play it very often, or maybe those who do, is it a good system? Number one, are the graphics good enough to be upscaled to 4K? And what does it look like just playing it just how it is now, just with the converter box? So, hi, it's nice to see you. Yeah, so what I've pulled out here, because since Analog has decided, okay, and this is what's funny to me, because you could say anything is cool and take cool pictures of it and have it on a page that looks cool and has all these cool stats about what it does. But is it really worth $300 or whatever? $220, that's what it is. Is it worth $220 to buy a 4K version of a Nintendo 64? This is Slurpy's question she's been asking me daily ever since they made that announcement. So, I pulled out this. Okay. Have you seen this? This is what you would get when you bought a Nintendo 64 back in the day, right? And you're like, whoa, cool, 64 bits. Now, this is the era where, it's like the Atari Jaguar versus the Nintendo 64. Who has the best 64-bit system and why? So what I wanted to do is I wanted to get it out, show you what it would be like if you were a little boy getting this. Slurpy, you're going to have to sit over here for a little bit. She says hi. But let's get this out. Okay, this is what it'd be like if you're a little boy. You'd be like, wow, except you'd probably destroy the box and then the value of the thing would be worth nothing now. But look at that. There it is. So you would get this and you'd be like, oh my goodness gracious. There's this weird controller that makes no sense. And then there's a power supply. Wow. That's cool. And then you're like, oh my god, there's video cables in there. Oh wow, that's fun. And then you're like, oh, there's a video game system. Like, oh, look at that, it's a video game system. It's 64 bits. Whatever that means. So you're like, back in the day, is like the marketing was like 64 bits was some crazy thing. But nowadays, like, wow, 64 bit. The hell? What does that even mean? What is 64 bits? Do you know? Can you tell me? What is 64 bits? If you can tell me what 64 bits is, I'll give you whatever you want. Look at this. So you'd take your power adapter and you'd be like, sliding it on in yonder. Okay? This is what it's like. I'm just teaching you how to turn on a video game system. So you slide it in yonder. You have this cable. Have you seen this? So you take that cable and you bring it over and you have a spot to plug it in over in the power of your house. So if you have your own house, you plug it in, or if you're living with somebody, wherever you are, think about it, you could be anywhere. As long as there's a little slot on the wall with two little things in there, slide it in there, and you got it plugged on in. Now this part is the part that you might get confused about. So, let's say you're like, okay, what is these little things in the front? What is that for? You're like, what do you do with those? Well, guess what? The controller plugs into there. See? So you go over here and you plug it in. Then you have it plugged in, which is fun for a lot of people, especially you, because you're such a young, tender child. And now you have this all plugged in. You have a video game system. And you're like, what is this part? Is that a mouth? Do you have to feed this thing? Yes, you do. See, then you come over here and you get these things. They're in boxes. And they come in boxes like this, right? There's like a box. It looks like a big version of the box the system was in. Or a smaller version, not a bigger version. But smaller, but bigger, but funner, but nicer, but radder, but nice. So you take the game out of that box. Here's a game. Have you ever heard of Zelda? Look at that. It's hard to show you on here, but this is like the 3D hologram version of it, which is cool. So you take that, look at that. You can smell it. It smells like plastics. And you plug it in here. Now you're like, where the hell is my TV set at, sir? Right? You're like freaking out about it. Well, they made this thing so you can play the Nintendo 64, SNES, the SFC, which is a Super Famicom, or the NGC, which is not going crazy. And it's 1080p. Okay, it's an HD TV converter. So it has a little thing back here, right here. And you plug it into that. Okay? This is fun. This is the fun part. Look at that. It's in there now. Isn't this educational? What do you think? Are you learning today? Are you? If you have any questions, if I'm just going too fast, you just let me know, because I want to make sure that you're having plenty of action and plenty of excitement. And that's why I make these stupid Twitches. Actually, I don't know why I make these Twitches, and I'm kind of wondering that every day I do them. And I still have not figured that out. But I do it anyways, because who cares? So then that plugs into this old yonder, into there. But it looks like it needs power for that. So then let's see if I actually have that. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't. I don't know. Let's give it a whirl. Maybe you don't need power for that. Maybe it's fine. Let's first try it. I'm gonna plug it in and let you know right now if it actually works. But what's fun is once you have that all set up. Is this teaching you something? Hi. 64. Don't cuss on my channel. This is going PBS. Once you have it plugged in, for some reason, this is a weird thing about a Nintendo 64. It has this memory pack thing in here, and it also has like a memory pack on the controller. What the hell is this? This was never really utilized very much. I don't even know what the hell the point of it is, but I don't think it works properly if you don't have that plugged in. Once you have that, then you just turn this on, and look at that. You got red light. So once you have red light, you take, I'm going to turn it on here on my TV set. Hold on. Isn't this fun? I mean, what do you guys think of Nintendo 64 overall? Like, you can tell me in any language you want, and you'll be fine. Oh, look at this. It's working. Okay, so I'm going to switch over here. I just turned this stupid thing on. It didn't need power, I guess. Looks like it's really dark. Okay. So, now we're looking at this, right? We're looking at this. We're like, okay. This is 64 bits, right? You're like, okay. Look at this. Look at those beautiful graphics. This is when like 3D was almost impossible. You could have 5 polygons on your character. Now, while we're doing this, think about it. Like, would it matter if this was 4K? Does it matter? Analogue says that it does, so you better believe it. And also, they say this is the best multiplayer system of all time. Is it? I don't know. It's up to you guys. Let me turn the volume down on the game because it's a little bit loud. You can tell me when I'm too loud on stuff. You don't have to be such a crybaby about it. So if you turn down the volume, and let's talk about it some more. We don't need to hear all that crap anymore. So we're looking at this game and we're like, oh, there it is. Legend of Zelda. I can barely read that. Now, see, that's where it is. See, on this converter, it's converting it up, but it's got scan lines. So the reason why you'd have the analog is you lose all the scan lines and it's going to look sharp. But I challenge you to seriously think about does it matter that you can see the scan lines when the graphics look like this? Look at that little doggy. So as you go on eBay now to go and look for Nintendo 64 games, you better do it now, because the inflation of Nintendo 64 games is going to go crazy here, because the analog Nintendo 64 is being pre-ordered on Monday for everybody, so you can go and pre-order it then. It's like hyped up beyond belief, and I don't know. It's crazy. I'm looking at the prices on eBay right now, and like these games, like this game right here, Ocarina of Time, if you can get it, just the cartridge, I think it's like around $150. And I think that, and I was seeing that if you have it in the box, and the box is in good condition, you're around $300 to $400 for this one game. So think about that. I've had this game for a long time because I've been doing this stupid crap forever. But, I don't know. So we're going to leave that game. I want to put in another. We're just going to evaluation mode. This was the next. I had this game here. Tony Hawk, who skates and dies. So let's put that in. This is what it's like when you turn on. Watch. Look at that. Blue. Expansion pack. Expansion pack. This is where you get confused. Expansion pack is in the controller. There's also... This pack is the memory expansion for the system. Okay? I don't know what the hell. Now, I don't know why this looks way better. Now, all of a sudden. This one's not giving me as bad of scan lines. Yeah, this... Yeah, I mean, you can read this. Let's just do a free skate real quick, because it doesn't really matter at this point. Look, there's Tony right there. Hawking it up. So you can go to any... Well, no, because you have to clear all this crap to be able to do this. Ah! That's why you have the memory pack, and you have to get far enough, and you save it, and blah, blah, blah. Now, this game is awesome for sure, as we all know. Tony Hawk 2 and Tony Hawk 3 are legendary games, in my opinion. Very few games have made me want to play as long as these have. Because it's just cool, right? It's a good game. It's a good game. This controller is weird as hell. That's one big problem. It is a weird ass controller. Look at that. Look at this. Oh, these are gonna crash that one. Oh, I got it. I'm probably gonna get a copyright strike because of this stupid song playing in this game. So let's pause it because we don't need to hear that song too often to really decide what we're doing. Do you guys have any questions so far about the Nintendo 64, the graphic capabilities, the interest, the intrigue, the suspense, the fear, the anxiety, the fun? So let's take that game out. I'm just going to kind of go down the games that I had pulled out just to kind of decide, like, what the hell, is 4K cool or not? You guys do have questions? Let's see. Tiny Hawk Pro Roller Skater. There was actually a rollerblade game that was really good back in the day. I don't remember what system. I think it's PS2. Let's get into here now. So here's another game. The other thing I'm trying to remind myself is how many good games are really on the Nintendo 64? How many? I was asking myself that question the other day, and I was like, I didn't really have very many games for the Nintendo 64, really. I didn't buy very many back in the day. You know, you had Super Mario 64, you had Mario Kart, you had Robotron 64, which is terrible but good. You had this game Hexen that I have here. Mario Party. The first Mario Party was on Nintendo 64. I have it. I didn't pull it out, but I thought we were going to play that at some point, but I don't know what the hell. So anyways, get into this. Look at that. I already have my character on here. Guess which one it would be. Morgoth, of course. Best band ever. Oh my god. Hey! What do you want to tell me? God damn it. There's too many buttons on the Nintendo 64 controller. It's just weird. I mean, the whole time you're playing this with this controller, you're like, what am I doing with this thing? Why is there a middle... Like, here, look at this. What is this? What were they thinking? What is this? Why would you need to do this? Who's doing this? Does it do with this? What is that? What is that thing? It's like a porno device. But look at, there's too many buttons on this stupid thing. These games are terrible. Why is there a button right here? What is this? It's weird. It's just, I know, it's just like, why you have to go, what? I don't understand. I don't get it. But whatever. Who cares, I guess. I think that's why I didn't play it very much, because the controller is so freaking weird. I mean, it's an iconic system. Let's not be hasty. It is Nintendo, and Nintendo always makes fun games. But these graphics are horrible. They're the worst. I don't know. This is bad. Like, why do you need it to be 64-bit? I'm just asking you, as a little boy, why would you need... Or not 64-bit. Why would you need a 4K version of this? Garbage. So let's go in here. I know it could look sharper, but does it matter? I don't know. It's just, it's such a debatable thing that I don't know. The one nice thing about the Analogue that I'm going to say is that it looks really good. It's going to be a perfect conversion. It's going to be FPGA. It's not going to be lagging. It's going to be fun for the whole family. Whatever. Who cares? Let's do one more game. I just wanted to have this conversation because it's something I've been thinking about. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to get that just because I buy every video game system thing that's ever released. Because I also work for a video game company, so I'm just video gamed out. I'm a video game maniac. Look, it's in a little sleeve. You pull it out. The sleeve is out. You fold the sleeve, and you save it. Because if you need to save it, sell it later, you have to have all this stuff. It's funny, if all this stuff is like in perfect condition, it's got to be perfect. I'm telling you, it has to be perfect. If you can keep this stuff in perfect condition for a long period of time, especially the box. This box is not in perfect condition. That's like an instant, like... There's like an instant like $50 off. But that's all that matters. You can buy the loose cartridges for like nothing. But you can't buy the cartridges with the boxes for less than some crazy amount of inflated price. So I wanted to just look at this game, and I want you guys to take your clothes off for this one. Because it's going to help you understand the fidelity. So once again, here's your little cartridge, if you've ever seen one before. Plug it in, turn it on, get flipped on over to the gaming extravaganza. Do you like my new hat, by the way? Aaron Schlotka made this for me. He has a new engraver, and it says Bloodshed Deathbath on it, so that's cool. Ooh, this seems scary. A little bit too loud for me still. Why is this game so freaking loud? This game is worth it because you don't see it on very many systems. It's like from the same people that made Wolfenstein and all that. Doom, everything. It's kind of iconic at this point in time. To think that this game is just... I think it's one of the better of all of them. Look, you get to pick your class. You can be a mage, a cleric, or a fighter. And then you say your skill level. And it's just like playing Doom or Wolfenstein or whatever. Once again, in concept and in theory, it's very awesome. But when you play it, the graphics are really kind of rough. Oh my god, it's so dark too. You can barely even see it on the stupid screen. So I would say maybe the Analogue 64-bit version of this, 4K version of this will be good because the color and the brightness and everything will be all perfect. Hopefully. That looks like your hand. Both of your hands. All of your hands. Whoever's watching this, hands. Pretty scary, though, because you can't see anything. And it's extremely muddy. Once again, look at the texture quality. Absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you can see a lot of fun. I like how dark it is and you can't see anything. That's fun. Look at that. Something's hitting me. Or that was lightning or something. That's really good graphics. I'd love to see that in 4K. But in all honesty, every video game system, every video game ever released is good. I don't care. Just buy it. Just buy the new Analogue 64 and or 3D or whatever the hell it's called. Analogue.co. I'm going to endorse it. I give this idea an A+. It's funner to actually have the old system and to play these games in that way. But it's also a little bit terrible unless you're playing it on a television, a CRT screen. I do have a CRT over here. Can't really twitch that, but I do have a CRT over here. It's sitting right there. I also wanted to show you before I leave. This is just a final word. We're gonna say that Analogue, you're gonna hit it out of the park. Whatever you release, people will buy it. They don't care. Is they follow you like you're gods. But I did also just recently get this. Elevator Action. I did a little unboxing the other day of this game. This is pretty awesome. It just came out. So if you're looking for something fun to do, get one of these. Right now you can't get them on Amazon. You can only get them on Numbskull. But they're sweet. And I got two of them. I got that one. And then I got this one. This is a weird game called Zookeeper. And it's also pretty weird and fun. It's a weird old Taito game. Terrible illustration on the side of it. I like how this is lit up. This is nice. This is a controller. These are buttons. It's fun. So I might at some point do a gameplay of that. But just having fun. Talking Nintendo. Getting crazy. Do you guys have any questions? Are you scared? Slurpee, what do you think? Let's get Slurpee's opinion on this whole thing. Let me get her. Okay. There you go. There she is. Almost fell. Slurpee, do one bark for yes, you want the new Analogue. Do two barks if you want to eat a kitty cat. Slurpee. Sandwich. See, she doesn't want to answer you. She gets camera shy. But it's been wonderful to just enjoy this vibe with you. You guys are nasty. I don't know how long did I Twitch that whole process. How long did that take to do that? Because that's kind of the big thing. I'm looking on here to see if it shows. I'm not going to give her any slappies. She doesn't like it. But I guess my favorite thing is the Nintendo 64. Let's play some Mario Party soon. You guys have been nasty once again. I'm scared. I'm nervous. I'm a freak. I like fun. Let's have fun again sometime. Happy Halloween season. Make sure to go watch all your favorite Bloodshed, Deathbath movies, which I'm sure it's hard to decide which one is the best. And we'll do this again sometime. You guys are crazy. See you later.